You are 8 years old, standing on a muddy pitch somewhere, chasing a ball that feels bigger than your dreams. Somewhere far away, under bright stadium lights, a player wearing the badge of a Premier League club is doing the exact same thing you are doing right now, just at a different scale. The question burning quietly inside you is simple. How does a kid on a local pitch end up there, in the Premier League? In the Champions League, under those lights? Here is the truth. That journey does not start with a trial at 17. It starts years earlier, and most of the separation happens long before anyone is watching. Between the ages of 5 and 8, you are not training for a career. You are falling in love with the ball. Street football, small-sided games, endless repetition without pressure. This stage builds instinct that structured training later cannot replicate. Almost every player who eventually plays Champions League football describes this early period the same way. Constant, joyful, unsupervised time with a ball at their feet. By age 9 or 10, if you are serious, you need to be inside a proper academy environment. In England, this usually means getting spotted by a professional club's scouting network. Sometimes attached to a grassroots team, sometimes through school football, sometimes through regional talent camps. Getting into an academy at this age does not guarantee anything. It simply puts you inside a system with better coaching, tougher competition, and eyes that might eventually matter. From age 11 to 15, this is where dreams either grow sharper or quietly fade. English academies are brutally competitive. Squads get trimmed every single year. Being the best player on your team at age 11 means nothing if you are not still growing, adapting, and improving by age 14. This is the stage where physical development becomes just as important as technical skill. Speed, strength, and injury resistance start to separate players who looked identical years earlier. Around age 16, everything changes. This is when academy players sign their first professional scholarship or apprenticeship deal. It is also the stage where the gap becomes brutally visible. Some players get pulled up to train with the first team. Others get released entirely, even after a decade inside the same academy. This single year ends more youth careers than any other stage in English football. If you survive this stage, 17 to 20 becomes the real test. This is where loan spells enter the picture. Big clubs rarely throw 18-year-olds straight into Premier League starting lineups. Instead, promising players get loaned to lower league clubs, sometimes League One, sometimes League Two, sometimes abroad, to get real competitive minutes against grown men who are fighting for their own careers. This stage is not a failure. It is often the exact bridge between academy football and the first team. Somewhere in your early 20s, if everything has gone right, you get your moment. A first-team debut. Maybe it comes through injuries to senior players. Maybe it comes through a manager willing to gamble on youth. Either way, this single appearance changes everything. Because now you are no longer a prospect. You are being judged like every other professional on the pitch. From here, staying in the Premier League requires something different than getting there. Consistency under pressure. Handling criticism from thousands of strangers. Recovering from injuries that threaten to end everything overnight. The players who make it to Champions League football long-term are rarely the most naturally gifted players from their academy generation. They are the ones who kept adapting their game every single season, because standing still in elite football means falling behind. And if your path is not through an English academy at all, the door is not closed. Countless Premier League and Champions League players arrive through different countries, different leagues, and later transfers, proving there is more than one road to the same destination, as long as the level of performance eventually matches the level of the stage. So, if you are that 8-year-old on the muddy pitch right now, here is what actually matters. Fall in love with the ball first. Get into real competitive structure as early as possible. Survive the brutal teenage cuts by continuing to develop, not just relying on early talent. Use loan spells as growth, not rejection. And understand that reaching the Premier League is difficult, but staying there long enough to play Champions League football is often the harder, quieter battle that never gets talked about enough.